I feel so busted right now. Damn. Literally, damn. But don't worry, I'm about to do the fattest glow up of all time. Not the far quad hair. I was so tempted to get a bob cut the other day. I'm going through a bit. I don't know if it's like that I'm 27 and the Saturn is whatever. My Saturn has returned. They say that when you're 27. I don't know, something about your identity. So I almost got a bob cut the other day. And I'm so glad I didn't. Because literally, what the so with what I do, like making videos and social media and all of this, and like, guys, I've been doing this for over 10 years, which is so nuts when I actually think about it, because I started posting videos on Vine when I was 15 and now I'm 27. So I've been doing this for 12 years. And when I first started doing it, obviously it was just like for funsies and it was an accident. Like I wasn't doing it with the intention of doing this for so long. But as I continued to do it, I think I just lost the plot. If I'm being real, and that's what I love about YouTube, and that's why I've really missed you, I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God. I'm gonna cry. Who's calling me? Hello, darling. What a pleasant surprise.
Kind of bad news for us, but like some news I just received literally 48 hours ago that's a little life-changing, and I'm very nervous to tell you this, by the way, too. Tomorrow night, I would be flying to Ibiza for 2 months.
You better live your best life.
It's very crazy what happened to me.
What is going on?
There's this show.
No, you're totally fine. Don't worry about me at all. You're good.
Okay.
All right, so now I need an assistant. Wow, she was actually doing so good as an assistant. Anyways, what was I even talking about? This SD card's out of space too? There's no way. Fuck. Okay, so my new assistant, who I was loving, I guess is going to Ibiza tomorrow to film a reality show. So good for her. And if you are in the Scottsdale area and you want to be my assistant, send me an email and let's get it popping. Okay, so what was I even talking about before this phone call? I was about to cry. Great. I'm glad that phone call stopped that. Why was I emotional? My Saturn has returned. I don't even know how to put this video into words. I just feel like I'm such a parasocial person myself. Like the people that I watch on the internet, I feel like I know them personally. I feel like I'm friends with them personally. And I'm also a loner, I think. I'm not sure. Dude, I'm kind of going through like a bit of an identity. Like I know who I am, but there's some certain things that I'm not 100% on. Like my whole vibe from the beginning of time has really just been, I'm figuring life out and I'm authentically documenting my life. That's the commitment that I made with myself for this channel, and with doing this for 12 years, when you do the math, that's just, you know, my intention here. I want to authentically share myself, and hopefully that helps some people feel a little bit less alone, and hopefully it brings you like a sort of friendship, or like less solitude, or just seeing yourself in me in some moments, or even just companionship or something to put on in the background while you're cleaning. And yeah, I think for a little bit there, I was trying to act like I had everything all figured out, and I was trying to act like put together for the sake of, I don't even know why, you know, but I sometimes like I just feel so lost and confused. And I guess my whole long story short here is because I felt like I lost the plot, because I felt like I was either filming videos because I had to prove how consistent I was, and how I remember why I was gonna cry. And now I'm gonna say it and it's gonna make me cry. Oh my gosh, let's get cozy. Basically, I have never felt like the prettiest person in the friend group, or like the funniest person in the friend group, and like as a creator too, I've never felt like I'm the best at anything, you know, but I feel like that's my strength, because I don't feel like I'm, you know, the best fitness influencer. I've never had like the most amount of followers, even when I would live here in LA. I'm back in LA like right now. So even this, I'm feeling a little bit like, ooh, nostalgic. But even when I moved out here at 17, I didn't feel like, I don't know, I always felt like so close to certain people, but I just felt like that wasn't me. But I'm also super fine and comfortable in that. So the way that I think I gave myself that validation and what I prided myself on was my consistency, because I would tell myself, like, you know, I may not be the prettiest, I may not be the funniest, I may not be the best, I may not have the most followers, like, I may not have all these other things, but I am consistent, and like I'll show up and show up and show up and show up, and you know, that's what separates me from the rest, and that's what makes me who I am. And I think that got a little bit toxic there, and I think that's where I started losing the plot a little bit and just filming videos that I really didn't want to film. And I think like that's where the disconnect probably felt for you too, with the moving gate and like all that. And just there was just some like weird times. Anyways, so taking that time away to just like focus on myself and focus on my family and focus on just like what do I want has been really nice. And also just like pausing for a minute and thinking like, what is the point here? And for me, the point really is to authentically document my life. And, you know, I'm not always going to have it together. I'm not going to have it figured out. And that's okay. I'm going to stop pretending like I do, because that doesn't help anyone or do anything. And I feel like, you know, sometimes you feel like a veteran because I've been doing this for so long. And I'm like, you know, I've been doing this so long, like I know what I'm doing. But there's times when I really just, I don't know what the I'm doing. And with this time away, I've been able to make peace with that. And that in my heart feels the most authentic to start sharing and start documenting and all of that. Is this AC loud? I'm gonna get really emotional in this video. Like, I can feel it. That's okay. I feel like if we're gonna make a YouTube video, let's make it meaningful. You know, I'm not afraid to be vulnerable and show parts of myself, because if I was, then I don't think this would be the right path for me. Me hyping myself up. Dude, one of my toxic traits, and I know, let me just pause. I have dinner kind of soon, so I'm gonna shower. Okay, hi. Ooh. Of course I didn't pack a mirror. Where did we leave off even? Like, I'm even thinking in my head right now and looking back at all the different eras. I feel like I've lived like 15 different lives. Like, I'm not saying I'm young, I'm 27, but that's young. And I feel like I've lived so many different just like eras and phases. And I was scrolling through my Instagram yesterday because there was this trend on TikTok, like something about, I heard we're idolizing 2016 or romanticizing 2016. So I scrolled deep into my page and I got emotional, like looking through the different eras of my life. I remember what I was going to talk about now. Now I'm going to cry. Let me wait to do my face makeup. Okay. Oh, this video. I remember when I first moved to LA, just like really thinking, I don't even know what I was thinking. There was a couple years where I was trying to be a singer. And just looking back, I wanted to give myself a hug because I'm watching these videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, like the singing is so good. Like the covers I posted were amazing. And I think that's why when I see somebody like Addison Rae taking off right now, I'm just rooting for her so hard because I see myself in her. And I got emotional yesterday going through my page because I'm like, damn, I could have been like Addison Rae. I just honestly didn't feel like pretty enough. If I'm being honest, there was just times where I didn't feel pretty enough. And I moved to LA and I did the YouTuber glow up treatment. I mean, let's get into that. I did a nose job. I did a buccal fat reduction. Yes, you can get it reduced and not just removed. I got mine reduced. I got my boobs reduced. Like I got veneers. I did the whole YouTuber treatment, you know, and just, I don't know. I don't know, dude. There's some times where I'm like, I just got to be gentler on myself and easier on myself because I'm just trying my best. And I'm even like scrolling through my Instagram yesterday. Like I was so cute. I was so pretty. Like I was just so hard on myself. And when I see somebody like Addison Rae taking off and finding her voice in music and using her platform to pursue like really what she wants to do, I'm just like yes, like I love it. I'm like so for it. And a part of me is like, wow, like that was my dream back then. And I'm not saying I'm meant to be a pop star, because that would be actually crazy. But there was a lot of different phases and eras that I did try out when I was out here. I tried acting for a bit. I was in like a Netflix movie. I did that for a little bit. And really what brings me back every time is YouTube. It's this channel. And that's because I value the relationship that I have with you. I love doing this. Like, I understand what it's like to be extremely parasocial, because I am that way with the people that I watch. So when I miss a week of posting, when I'm not being 100% authentic, when I feel myself drifting from, you know, the best job that I can do on this channel, it literally like breaks my heart. So yeah, cool. How are you doing today? Another key piece of this conversation has been just like the moving all around, and I see the comments like you're running from something, this, that, the other. And look, there's a couple comments that I'm like, yeah, you guys clock it. But there's a couple other ones that I have stumbled upon where I'm like, that's just not true or accurate or whatever. I'm just not even going to get into it, because you know what? Fuck that. Look, there's going to be things that you're going to take away from this. There's going to be things that you're going to relate to, and there's things that you're not going to relate to. And I'm usually surprised with how much people are able to relate to, because I think what I'm going through is so unique. And then people are like, oh, actually, like totally different scenario, but I can relate it to my own life like this. So obviously Miami, yes, is because I want to be, you know, with my village and whatever. And I wanted to really test out what that would be like, and if living in Miami would be possible, or if we liked it, and how that would look with having a kid. And that's a whole nother conversation, just the unexpected pregnancy of it all. I saw a comment that really broke my heart, and this is honestly kind of what made me want to make this video, because I'm like, all right, things are coming across and are not coming across, but I saw a comment that was like, she doesn't like being a mom. And that broke me. That just broke me, because it couldn't be any further from the truth. And seeing that made me realize within myself that there must be something that I'm not communicating clearly, or something that I'm not, like, I must not be a good job of authentically documenting my life if this is how it comes across. And I feel like I'm pretty transparent with, just like having an unexpected pregnancy and that, you know, shift between me and Henny, just figuring that out. But I feel like something that I haven't like really tapped into or put into words yet has been just like with what I do, the confusion that it has put me in being a mom. And I'm trying to figure out what it looks like. I'm trying to figure out like how I can continue to make the videos that I want to make and what that looks like. You know, it's not my goal for us to be the Ace family or like that type of thing. It's never been my thing. I don't want to be a family channel. I don't want that to be my vibe. And even when I was pregnant, you know, me and Henny would have all these conversations about what the channel would look like and what the content would look like once we had Rio. I need water. And it's one thing imagining what it's going to be like as a parent, and then it's a totally different beast having a kid as a parent. Like, you really realize what it is when you have them, and you can't predict what it's going to be like beforehand. Like, it's just not the way the world works. I remember so vividly me and Henny having these conversations. Another thing we have to talk about, Henny and me have been doing this business together since the beginning. And calling it a business is weird, because what do you mean? We're girly pops and we're making content, but it is a business. There's deals that have to happen. There's timelines constantly. There's strategy. And we're a two-person team. Me and Henny are a two-person team. And that is so beautiful, and I'm so proud of the teamwork that we've done. And I haven't really talked about it too much on here either, because I felt like it would take away like the magic or the illusion. But at this point, it's like, let's just talk. Let's keep it a buck. We, you know, grew this together. We do this together. We're a two-person team. You saw my assistant just left, you know. She's been working with me for like 2-3 weeks. And like, even when I do try to look for people that are like in assistant roles, like, I like it to a certain extent, but I also prefer Henny. Like, I'm okay keeping a smaller operation. I'm okay not growing a million, billion followers on Instagram. I'm okay not hiring a production and, you know, pumping it up and taking it to the next level and doing the content this and that. Like, I could, but I'm so happy with where I am. Where am I getting with this all? I need to reel it all in, and I need to keep getting ready. What time is it? Oh, I'm late. I hate that I'm filming this without my ring on. Controversial. Reddit. Don't clock it. Me and Henny are a two-person team. So this channel, everything, we run it, me and him. And it's not easy. And I just hate, like, sometimes I'm like, when people try to act like this is easy, I'm like, okay, then you do it. Let me see it. Where's it at? Let me see, honey. My gosh. When I was pregnant with Rio, we had so many conversations, like what the content was going to look like once I became a mom. And we had all these wonderful, beautiful conversations of you're just going to be you, but with a baby. Like, we're not going to turn your whole thing into a family channel. We're not going to, like, do that to our kid. We're not going to make that the focus. And don't worry, like, you can still continue to do what you love to do, which is authentically document and share your life. So I'm thinking, okay, great. But that just came with so many complications and learning curves and unexpected challenges that I think, like, I just wasn't in the place to speak on super directly. So that's probably why you felt a little bit of that. Oh, I asked for a toothbrush. I'm like, who's here? 1 second. Coming! Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you. What was I talking about? Shit. The toothpaste ruined my train of thought. I'm just unsure of, like, how I want to take it or how to do it. And if you're a new mom, I know that you probably on some level can relate, because you want to keep doing your career and you want to keep, like, pursuing your goals and stay consistent, and you want to live in this dream reality that you could just do whatever you were doing and just add a baby to the mix and keep doing it the same. And it's not the way life works. And I know that this, like, that I'm talking about is specific, like the filming and the YouTube, and that's obviously not the case for everybody, but I know that the moms will know what I mean, because they'll be able to apply it to their own situation, whatever the case may be. So I see you and I feel you, and I hope that through me now speaking on things like this more openly and kind of cutting the BS and being transparent, I hope that on some level you're able to relate or take something, if anything, away from it. And for the girls that don't have any kids yet or don't know if they want to have kids yet, know that it is 1,000,000% different in execution than it is in theory, and the everyday is just, like, so different. So whatever you're expecting, understand that that expectation is probably so far off because you don't know what you don't know. And I love being a mom more than anything, and it's been a pretty just, like, tricky thing for me to navigate, and I think that's why sometimes it comes across as a little awkward, or there's a bit of a misalignment in the content that I make with Rio, because my intention never was to make that kind of content with him or do things with him in that way. Now we're getting back to, like, the OG talks that me and Henny would have, like, back when I was pregnant. But back when I was pregnant, our blueprint for what my content and channel, whatever, would be once I had Rio would be Desi Perkins as the blueprint. Desi Perkins as the blueprint, as an example of, like, she continues being an influencer, obviously, and, like, she does her glam, she pops out, she wears the outfits, and she just so happens to be a mom, but she's not hiding her kid from the camera either. Like, we always get to see, what's his name? Oh gosh, now I'm blanking. You know, what's his name? Ocean? Like, we always get to see Ocean, but see, like, even that, see how I had to think about what the name is? It's because he's not on the forefront of her content. And me and Henny, when we were mapping out and thinking and planning out, like, what the vibe was going to be once I became a mom, that was, like, our little blueprint, and we were thinking, like, that's how we're going to do it. Ugh, and I'm remembering back to that era too. We were living in Miami, I was getting invited to all these events, and I was just like going to all these things, doing all these things, and, like, obviously, like, just making my content, doing the best I could. I never took a single day off, literally. And day off is silly because I love this, so it doesn't feel like I'm on when I'm doing things. Like, sometimes this does feel like true work, and that's more when I have, like, deadlines and deals that have to go live and dealing with people on the back end. Like, that's really what feels like the true work element of this job. But when it comes to like just posting and doing things, like that to me really doesn't feel like a job. That to me feels like doing what I love, and it's given me such a beautiful sense of identity too in being a new mom, which is a whole nother beast and a whole nother video, but that's a trip in and of itself. Like when you're a new mom, it really is such a confusing period, I would say, for the first year. And then after the year, you kind of like get in the groove a little bit more. And on the Miami and the moving and all that, because obviously that has to get addressed in this video too. I think, like, if I'm being honest with that, obviously I like being there because my whole entire family's there, and there is events and there is work and there are things going on, and I can feel like I am in the mix, and it gives me reasons to get dressed up and to get ready with me that aren't forced, and to go to events and to be in the mix, and like, and all of that really helps me when it's time to make my content. Like, it makes it smooth like butter. Living in Scottsdale, nothing goes on, and I feel when I'm there like all my content gives stay-at-home mom vibes, like that typical Arizona SAHM content. And there's nothing wrong with that style of content. I love that content, I consume that content, but that's not the content that I set out to make, nor that I want to make, nor that I want to do. Like, I just don't feel inspired to make that kind of content. And I don't know if, looking back, if I make Rio the primary focus of my content, or like motherhood and being a mom, if I'm going to look back and cringe and be like, why would I put us in that situation? But I do definitely want to keep it cute. I want to keep it tasteful. I don't want to focus my whole brand on my son, but I also want to be a present mother, and I also love him so much, you know what I mean? And I think living in a place like Miami where there's things going on and there's events and I'm seeing friends and I have that more active life makes it a lot easier for me to make my content. And yeah, it's not even that I'm like that obsessed with Miami. I mean, I am, but that is a huge part of it, and I feel like I've never like sat down and really spoken on it honestly, but that is a huge element of like why it is easier for me to be there, because of the family and the friends and all that, and doing anything with Rio is 50 times more fun and easier and cooler and more dynamic. And in Arizona, I just feel like when I'm there, because I'm not really doing anything besides my regular life, which is just being with Rio all the time, the content gets a little bit stay-at-home mom feeling, and that's, you know, not what I'm necessarily going for. I feel like I've done a lot of talking. I'm going to shut up for a little bit. Long story short, I have no idea what is in store for me. I really don't. You know, obviously because I was just trying to like act like I had it all together. And I think a big part of that too was overcompensation, because my pregnancy was unplanned and because I didn't have this like whole big plan for motherhood. I felt like I was overcompensating on here, trying to act like I had it all figured out, or like downplay the moments where I felt like I was scrambling or didn't really know what was going on. So who I was being was misaligned, you know, and I feel like that disconnect was obvious, and here we are. But this is feeling really good. This like sit down therapy sesh, I feel like we're gonna leave here feeling closer than ever. And that's my goal here. In terms of like that conversation of the Arizona and Miami of it all, Rio has more fun in Miami because that's where everybody is. And I also feel like more of a person there. I feel like more myself, because in Arizona, like, I do have friends. I have about 5. I have my managers who are my best friends, and my family at this point. I've been with them for like 10 years. And then I have Nat, and then I have Brittany, my neighbor, and that's about it. I don't really have too much of a like community in Arizona. I think part of that is my own doing. It takes me years to open up to people, and it takes me years to finally like fully open up and be like, okay, like I trust you, you trust me, like this is like a real thing. And I don't feel like I'm putting myself out there enough to like actually make new real connections in Arizona as much as I would like to. But then when I'm in places like Miami or LA and I'm with people that I know, I'm just like, ooh, like I feel so good right now. I feel so alive. So in terms of like what's going to happen with that, I really don't know. Me and Henny have to figure it out. But now that we are, you know, on this transparent level, we will figure it out together. And thank you for bearing with me. I really do value the relationship that we have because I know what it's like to have relationships with people that I watch. It comforts me. It makes me feel less alone. I feel like I have a friend through the screen. I really do. And a lot of you have been watching me for 12 years since Vine. Or, you know, a lot of you have been watching me since I lived in my LA apartment. Or a lot of you have been with me since me and Henny first met. So whatever point you started watching, honestly, leave a comment because I'm curious. When did you start watching me? So whenever you started watching me, thank you. Thank you for caring and for tuning in and sticking with me with my little life and all my little phases. And I definitely feel like I was trying to act like I had it together there for a minute, and this is me telling you humbly, I have a lot that I don't have figured out right now, and that's okay. And if you're going through something similar but different, I see you, I feel you, and I hope this can bring us closer. That's the end of that speech. Let's just get ready for this dinner. That was so heavy, and I'm so glad I got it off my chest. I feel light as a feather. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Literally feeling great. I have such a cute outfit that I made this morning. It's boiling at home right now. Oh my gosh. Arizona has been like 110 degrees for the past 3 months, and that's not an exaggeration. So this morning when I was putting together outfits for LA, so excited to be able to wear regular clothing. Because all I wear at home is like athleisure. I'm also not doing anything. Okay, so these boots are Dolce Vita. They're rain boots actually. I've never worn these. This is the best part of the outfit. I found these this morning. These are from my styling era. Remember when I hired that stylist for like 4-ish months? That was so fun. Honestly, if I could go back to one of those eras, I should just hire a stylist again. Outfit of the night. I love. I feel so much lighter. Like, I truly, like, getting that off my chest. Now I feel like I could just film whatever. Because that really did feel like the big elephant in the room. Thank you, really, for sitting through that whole discussion. I'm ready to turn off that section of my brain right now and just pivot into girlfriend mode. I'm really excited that I'm getting some time with my friends. Me and Ashley wore the same boots. We're going to this place in Venice that's apparently cool. Hello.
Oh my god.
What?
He pooped for the fourth time today.
You want to say hi to my friends one more time?
Olympic Boulevard.
Hi! Hi, Mia! Bye, bye! Bye, I love you.
Give me the camera and the stick separately. I'm embarrassed.
Guys,
Everyone's too cool in here and we need to put this camera away.
Ashley's putting it in her bag. Here. I'm getting B-roll and we all feel so awkward with the vlog camera here, but this place is so cool. So, the system that they have going on here is you come and I guess there's like a really long wait, so they allow you to get some wine and sit and drink the wine and then wait for the table, and it's really beautiful because it's a sunset.
I'm telling Lauren to just book a studio session and vlog it, make a little beat, make a little banger, and it'll hit. Like, it's a fun, cool perspective for you. It's different. No one gets to see the in and out of like a production studio or how you make the song. You know, that's fun, and it'll be indulging in your, like, you know, your fantasies, like what you like envision, like pop star dreams. Like, that's fun for you too.
And what's your biggest turn off?